My pranams to my gurus and my friends. I thank my friends and I thank my management for accepting this 5-day FDP program with free of cost. Here we go. The things which we're going to learn or maybe discuss today, it's about non-parametric test, chi-square, and second one, correlation, and third one, multi-dimensional scaling. So these are the three aspects I would like to share. Why knowledge in that area? Before that, I would like to share my screen. Okay. Normally, any test, we will be doing two aspects. So number one, it is about a purpose. Why you're doing research. What sort of results you expect. So this is very important in order to do the research first. See, normally the purpose connected to your objective and probably answers to the research. So here, any test, according to my knowledge, it has the two results. Number one, either you will be doing comparison or you will be doing a finding a relationship. So when you say comparison, you will be taking opinion, that opinion or a variable where you will be seeing two group of people or more than two group of people or have a similar opinion or a diversified opinion that we say significant or not significant. Okay, so normally that is stands for a comparison aspect. If it stand for a relationship, that will see whether X on Y or Y on X, that madam a regression as madam taught you yesterday. So normally these two aspects will be focused only on research in order to know the comparison or maybe identify the relationship. So here if it is go about this comparison, when you say it is a comparison only for categorical variable. So what is categorical variable? Anybody? So we have seen in the question paper, the categorical variable. So these and all is categorical variable or nominal variable. Age, gender, education qualification, occupation, monthly income level, area of living. So these sort of things it's called as a categorical variable. Sometimes the yes or no questions is also considered as a, not sometimes, always it is considered as a categorical variable. Okay, so this is the categorical variable. When you're going to see a comparison between this categorical variable, you will try to fix the chi-square. You will try to fix the chi-square. So now you got it. So this dependent variable must be a categorical and independent variable must be a categorical. Okay, so this is in that part. So when there is a categorical variable, you want to see the comparison between the two groups. So you'll go for an chi-square. So either you can see a male or spending more or a female spending more on online shopping. So you will try to see the comparison. Okay. So this is how they will be checking about chi-square. And madam would have told you like comparison about categorical variable with categorical variable or maybe continuous variable that you can apply for a t-test. And if it is categorical variable and will not be used, it is only a continue variable and you check the relationship, you will be using the correlation and regression too. Okay, so with us, we'll go to this today's session, how to apply chi-square. See, normally the chi-square, where it is about independent variable, which speaks about your demographic. Okay, so it is maybe a dependent variable, your ideology towards online buying. So here we have taken organic products. So organic products buying, whether they have, we have categorical questions here. We have categorical questions here. Do you suggest the organic product to others? I want to see if there is any association between this suggestion in terms of male and female. So who says more? And if there is any significant difference of suggesting this to male or female. So I'm going to compare the both gender on their opinion, suggestion to the organic products. Okay, so here I would like to tell you how the test could be done. So with this, so I have created an hypothesis to study the association between gender with level of satisfaction of cost spent for organic product. It is one among the question which we have taken. Here, the independent variable is about gender. It is so nominal. And dependent variable, it is about level of satisfaction of cost spent for an organic product, where I have taken as a measurement yes or no. So this is also a nominal. So statistical test, which is recommended to do when there is a categorical and categorical, we'll go for a chi-square. And here, the SPS is normally analysis, descriptive statistics, cross-tab, then chi-square. So this is the reach in the test. In the group, I have shared this data of SPSS sheet. Are you received it? Somebody please answer my question. In the group, I have shared this data sheet. Thank you. So please open that data sheet. So if possible with your system. So here we go ahead, go to analysis, descriptive statistics, go to cross tab. When you click the cross tab, you will be seeing this menu, row and column. So here, independent variable, dependent variable can be fixed here. So according to the hypothesis which I have created, I will take gender as a respondent as an independent variable, and I take the dependent variable of this is also categorical variable. So does the cost incurred? The question is this: does the cost incurred in buying an organic product offer a maximum satisfaction level? Okay, this is the question that I have taken for an high. It's also yes or no question for your knowledge. I would like to show here. Yeah. So this is a question: does the cost incurred in buying an organic product offers you the maximum level of satisfaction? It is a dichotomous question, yes or no. So it is categorical variable. So I am checking this for the application. Here we go. So I've taken independent variable and dependent variable. Don't touch extract. Go to statistics. Choose chi-square and pi grammar. This will tell you whether significant is there or not separately. Okay. So these two scales we can choose, or else you can choose alone chi-square. That is also okay. We'll go for continue here. Then go to cell. So cell alignment, you will need observed frequency and expected frequency. This is more than enough in order to explain your class diversification of your female and male on based on yes or no. So we'll give continue. Okay, then go to cell. This is what we have did it, observed and expected. Continue. Format, it will be always default in ascending order. Let it be. Don't touch. Give continue. So this is what we're going to do it. So first of all, I'll tell you what to be done. Go to analysis, descriptive statistics, go to cross tab and choose variable which you have taken as an hypothesis. According to the hypothesis that we have created, I have mentioned gender with the cost incurred for buying organic product offers you the maximum level of satisfaction. Both are categorical variable and both are dichotomous variable. Gender, I have taken male or female. In this category, I have taken yes or no. So in satisfaction, or in statistics, I have taken chi-square and pi. I have given continue. In cell, I have taken observed and expected frequency. Continue. In format, it will be default ascending order. They have the system, the SPSS is following. So give continue. So now we're going to make to get a test. The previous one. So here I have taken the test. The gender respondents is D2 and does the cost incurred buying an organic product offered you the maximum level of satisfaction? Yes or no? So these are the two variables that we have taken in order to check. So here I have found there is a frequencies. So that is an expected frequency and observed frequency. So the observed frequency is 4120. They say yes of female, no said by female 20 numbers. According to the male, 22 members said yes and 17 members said no. Okay. So they said like the cost which they incurred, the satisfaction is not that much. Okay. Here it is an expected frequency which has been calculated by the machine, the SPSS software. Okay. So normally we do row into total divided by row into column divided by the total. So we'll be doing to the column manner in manually. Okay. So that has been worked by the software. And here we go to the result absolutely. So the result about the Pearson chi-square. So the Pearson chi-square, you will see the significant, the two sides here and the calculated value here. Here is a table value. Here is a calculated value. Normally, the table value shows a significant or not normally. Here it should be 0.05 less. The value must be less than 0.05. Here it shows there is no association between the gender and the cost incurred for the satisfaction level of organic product. Okay, so this say sometimes your test may not be get associated with the two variable. So that says like both have a similar opinion. There is no any specific differentiation of their observation of the particular variable. Okay, so sometimes we have to accept it. If there is any no association, we have to say there is no association in terms of gender. Both feel similar, similar kind of assumption on the case of buying a product. Okay, so this is, and how you will be taking interpretation. You'll be taking only these two box. Number one, this box will go for copy and paste in Word. I have mentioned as table one. The same way, I don't want this top one, so I will delete it. Okay. And I have mentioned here the hypothesis, there is an association between the gender and satisfaction on cost spent on organic products. Okay. So here I will fix this. All border. So this is what I will take the first table. The table one infers the expected frequency and observed frequency regarding the gender with the another variable. Then we'll take another table. This is the chi-square test table. Here, this explains zero cell, the value is less than 5. There is no cell here found, the value is less than 5. Normally, we'll be doing 8 correction in case of when we do manually, but the machine does all the work and gives us the output. So here the table 2, which we are supposed to choose, is about chi-square test. So I have taken this and exported the value here, and there is a 2 into 2 table. See, I have taken only female and yes or no. So that's what is explaining. It is 2 into 2 table. And the maximum expected outcome is 14.43. It is explaining that the variable that you have taken for the both comparison. The expectation is output is maximum 44.43. Okay. So this finally, I have one more column here. Here, if it is significant, this semantic measure is also tells what is the value of significant. You should see this number 0.275. It must be less than 0.05. 0.05. It should be less than that. Okay. Here the same thing will be reflected here. If it is significant in both places, it will be shows there is a significant. It is for you to identification to make much clear about the association between the two variables. So this is I have taken only two dichotomous variable, and the other one is also dichotomous variable, where you can take another variable also, where one must be dichotomous and other must be more than two, but both must be categorical variable. I mean to say, for example, in terms of descriptive variable, I'm going to take a cross check with gender, and I'm going to see whether gender who see, I want to see like see how they come to know about the organic product. So which gender has what sort of influence of knowing the source of organic product. So I would like to check. So I'm going to give an hypothesis like this. There is an association between the gender on choosing or knowing the source of organic product. Okay, so this is my hypothesis. So sometimes your hypothesis must be meaningful. Okay, so here I would like to choose another question, not instead of knowing the source. I'm going to see the reason. So the reason why they prefer the organic product. So this question, this particular scale, the test, or I'm going to do it for chi-square, I'm taking this question. Okay, so whether reason to prefer of organic product with gender opinion. Okay, so here I'm going to choose this for a chi-square because both are categorical variable. So when you choose both are categorical variable, you have to take a chi-square. Okay, and for the chi-square, one categorical variable must be a dichotomous question. This is very important in order to choose the test. Okay, so we'll go to analysis, descriptive statistics, cross-check. So I have taken gender here. In this case, I'm going to take another dichotomous question. Reason why you purchase organic product. Okay, so reason why you purchase organic product, I have given already the input. So it will consider the same input. So once we have fixed it, it will be there till you close the output. Okay, so I'll go to give, I'm here to give okay. So here I have values, frequency table, and to know the significance. For this question also, I don't find any association between the reason to choose organic product with gender. Okay, so both have a similar opinion in terms of purchase, in terms of reason why they prefer the organic product. Okay, so here we have the frequency table and the chi-square value. Fine, so this two table we'll be taking in order to interpret. Okay, so in this we know like significant level 1% and 5%. So why do we use this word? As a social researcher, we have a freedom of doing or a freedom of making diversification of the research up to 5%. Okay, if it is more than 5%, there is an error in the research. Okay, so that is the reason the significant level will be considered for 1% up to 5%, 0% to 5%. Okay, so that is mean by a level of freedom which you have given to make an error or diversification of the research. Probably in order to reduce it, you try to increase the sample size so that you will not find more than 5% level of significance. Okay, so that is what here we'll go ahead. So this is an end of this chi-square test. Do you have any doubt?
Good afternoon, madam.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Ma'am, I have a doubt regarding usage of interval scale, madam. Can we employ
Interval scale.
chi-square test on interval scales?
No, sir. No,
Ma'am,
sir.
like,
For example,
can we
like
convert
you
it
mean
to...
to say income level or maybe experience, like that?
No, ma'am, like Likert scale, madam, with Likert scale.
Likert scale, you should not, sir, because we have another test now. We have other tests for
Ma'am,
exertion. As I told you, like, see, when you will choose, okay, so here, see, when you choose, you will try to identify the relationship. See, when you're going to see the relationship, you will be using the categorical variable and the comparison. Categorical variable
okay,
and
ma'am.
continuous variable. You try to use t-test, not chi-square.
Thing is like I used to do with the interval scale, like converting it into a categorical and then employ chi-square test, madam.
How, sir, it is possible?
Actually,
For example, if
like,
you're taking an experience, okay, experience is also continuous
not,
variable. You take
ma'am,
some experience.
not experience, ma'am. Like, I would like to assess the service quality of a particular hospital. In such a case, I would get
Okay.
response in terms of Likert scale. Then straight away, I will convert into categorical scale, like by using mean. For example, 1 to 1.75 is categorized as 1. 1 point some more than
Okay.
1.75 to 3.50 as 2, and up to 5 as 3. So likewise, we
Okay.
first categorize and then employ chi-square test in such a case, madam. So I had a
It is
doubt.
possible, sir. It is possible, sir. It is possible because you are converting. See, normally this categorical variable are qualitative.
Yes, madam.
Do you agree or not?
Yes,
Okay.
madam. I
The
agree, madam.
categorical variables are nominal and qualitative. When you go
Okay,
for an from you're going to measure from the zero, from the range with helping of Likert scale. Okay.
yes.
So then it will become as an parametric and quantitative.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So when
Okay.
you, once again, you're turning this parametric quantitative into qualitative, then you're applying it. Like how
Yes,
far
madam.
this will strengthen your research, that you should have a justification, sir.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So this is an end of the chi-square. So we have did the chi-square for a dichotomous question, and we have did more than categorical. Like for example, not more than see, it is more than 2 options which I have chosen. For example, reason I have taken. Yeah. So here I have taken a reasons. So with the reason, surprise, quality, health, and friendly environment. So these are the 4 items categorical. I have compared with the male and female. See, normally chi-square, you should choose one independent as a 2 optioned question. I mean to say it must be dichotomous question. Must be. Okay. That is a rule when you do a chi-square. One must be a dichotomous, others can be more than 2 as their option. Okay. So, but both must be a categorical variable. Okay. So with this end, I'm ending up this chi-square. Then I'll teach, then we'll go to correlation. See, so when you say the differences or relationship, okay, so we'll try to use t-test, ANOVA, correlation, and regression. See, I am examining the differences between the group. From maybe if it is for t-test, there will be a one option or a one independent must be categorical. That must be 2. Okay, so like t-test also we'll be applying dichotomous question. So I'm going to examine the differences between 2 groups, and one is categorical, other one is continuous. I can apply t-test. Okay. Another case, if there is one categorical variable, it is more than 2 as an option, Okay, that is not dichotomous. It has more than two options. And I'm going to compare with the continuous variable so that by the time I can use ANOVA. When you want to see the relationship, okay, you try to fix correlation and regression. So I am examining the relationship between the variables. Either I can choose correlation, either I can choose regression. See, correlation will tell you how the relationship exists between the two different variables. Regression will create an operational function like x on y on x, in order to identify the prediction of the number, whatever that you have, whether you know one, whether you know x, you can apply, you can find the y. So like that, the regression analysis will support you in order to create an operational, functional, maybe equation. With that, you will identify what would be the prediction of when x goes up, when x goes down. Okay, so your output you will be identifying with the help of regression. But correlation only tells you whether it is positively correlated or negatively correlated, or there is a relationship or not. Okay, so with this, we'll go to the next slide. So why we have to apply the correlation? As I told you, the purpose. The research must be know the purpose for what you're going to test and why you're going to test. Okay. So for example, the test can be happen in case of children's IQ with the parent IQ. Okay. So you want to see the relationship between the degree of social trust and the number of membership in the voluntary association. See, many people have a different membership in many association. Does they do any sort of impact? Does they do any sort of difference in society? You're going to make the relation. You want to see the relationship between the both variables. Urban growth and air quality violation. So whether you're going to see these two as a part of association, then here maybe relationship, not association. Actually, I've wrongly used the word association used in the chi-square, relationship used in the regression and correlation. So here, the urban growth and air quality that you're going to test. And recently, as we find like lot of fines are imposed by the traffic officers in order of violating the rules. So here the penalty have any impact of reduction in the accident. Okay. So the penalty have any differences make following the rule. Okay. So this we can find the relationship with the book. The same way, new budget have created any impact on increase in the paying of tax. Okay. So like that, we can make a comparison based on this correlation. Okay, we can see the relationship actually. See, fine. Here we have covariance. So bivariant, when you choose that, probably correlation and regression. Here the correlation between the two variables you will be choosing when the both are continuous or ordinal. And here we have the command. The test will be done. Go to analysis, correlation, bivariate correlation, and choose this option. So here we have certain conditions. See the bivariate, when you do the Pearson correlation commonly, which is used, correlation among the pair of variables, that you take two variables, and correlation within and between the set of variables that you can identify. And here your data should meet certain requirements. Here two or more continuous variable must be there. It may be interval or maybe a ratio level or linear relationship that we're going to check with this variable. And here we have an independent and the dependent on dependent. And here we have each pair has a variable of bivariate, the same thing repeated, no outlier. So the correlation have a three category, that is positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. When X increases, Y also increases. So that is comes under the positive correlation. Okay, your income increases, your expenditure also increases. Okay, that is comes under the positive correlation. So it is about, for example, when your height increases, your weight is also increases. Says there is a positive correlation. So what is negative correlation? When X increases, Y decreases. Okay. For example, consumption of coffee here and that will disturb negatively your dietness. Okay. So here we say X is increasing. Or more number of coffee you will take, that much of impact your your dietness will be get disturbed. It will be disturbed negatively. For example, when yeah, so when the penalty keep on increasing, you try to be less violated in road rules. Okay, when the penalty increases, you will be less violating the road rules. That maybe happens, or maybe like see normally everybody like ice creams, isn't it? So when in fact normally, so when we have in case of positive correlation, when the temperatures increases, you try to take more ice creams. Many people would like to take more ice creams. So negative aspects, when there is an issue of diseases increases, okay, you will try to be reduce the taking of ice creams. For example, when your temperature is really increases, your body temperature is really increases, you will try to take ice cream less and you avoid the ice cream. So it is say the negative correlation. And zero correlation. The zero correlation don't have any impact on X, either on Y on X. For example, coffee consumption is not correlate with your height. Okay. So can you see the three aspects? The height increases, your weight increases, your coffee consumption increases, your dietness decreases, but coffee consumption don't have any impact on your height. Okay. So this is comes under the zero correlation. There is no, in the sense that there will be a pie diagram. Normally will be the scattered plot. It will tell you like how, whether it is positively or negatively or zero correlated. So the correlation has been expressed in these aspects. When you say it is an increasing in nature, okay, it is a positive correlation and it is a strong correlation. The correlation points always near to 1. Okay, we should not convert into percentage. It is always near to 1. The value should be expressed as it is. Okay, here it is 0.42. It says there is an average correlation. How could you say, see, there very only few points are connected with this line or near to this line. Many have been scattered from the line from far. Okay, so this says there is a correlation which is moderate. And here is a 0.85 says that is strong correlation. See, one is about perfect correlation. When you say it's 0.85, it is strong correlation. When it is 0.17, it is a weak correlation, normally represent. So here we have a measurement. So the Pearson correlation should must be either connected to, near to -1 or a +1. Okay. So here the direction will be signifies positively and negatively, and the strength will be expressed with that 0. It means there is no correlation. Sometime it will be in curved form. Here I have said you 0.1 to 0.3 means it is a small and weak correlation. The X and Y is not strongly related. And in case of 0.3 to zero point 0.5, it is medium and moderate correlation. When it is above zero point 0.5, that says a strong correlation. When it is 1, either positive or negative, it is considered as a perfect correlation. Okay. So normally a correlation will tell you the relationship between the two variables. If the value is more than 0.5, it is strong correlation. So for that, we'll go analysis, correlate, choose bivariate. And if you choose that, you will have the bivariate correlation. What are the variables? It must be scaled. It must be scaled in the sense 5 Likert scale, which must be chosen as be computed as an average. Okay, so those variables must be taken here and choose Pearson correlation in this point. This will be your output. Okay, see here, have you seen the same item will have one. For example, here, depression test score and depression test score will be one. So we will not take this colored box. We'll be taking other thing. These both are similar, reflecting whatever the value that you have in the bottom, the same value is there in the top. Okay. So with this, we will be taking the value from here. See how this vessel's IQ is connected with depression test score. It is 0.121. That says there is no strong relationship. Okay. The same way, here we have the same vessel score with anxiety test. It is also 0.52, not strongly related. So when you see this point, when there is a general wall being tested with the help of depression test score, it shows 0.801. That be related to each other variable. Okay, and we have also here anxiety test score with social functioning test score. Okay, it is also 0.5 but negatively correlated. So when anxiety is increases, your social functional will be decreased. Okay, so one is increases, another one is decreases. That is a reflection of negative correlation. If there is no minus here, that says it is a positive correlation. So when these value is near to 1, that says there is a strong relation. See the value which is more than 0.5, you can see the significant of two tail, which is 0.000, the p value. This is called as an p value. The p value is significant of 1% level. Why we use this 1% level when there is a 0? See, we can see only 1, 2, 3 digits here. Maybe some number falls after the 5th digit, after the 6th digit. So that's what we say, it is 1% level of significance. Okay. When you find any numbers here, so we can say it is 5% level of significance. For example, here 0.003, it is explained that is a weak relationship in positively with depression and anxiety score, but at the level of 5% of significance. Okay, so this is how you have to interpret in your result on based on your inferences what you received from the research. Okay, so let's do the test now. So if you do the test, you will the same box which I was explaining to you, which has been mentioned here, height and weight. So for our data sheet, go to analysis, correlation, bivariate. I have told you always it must be average scaled variable. So for me, I have taken factors. So these are the 9 factors which I have taken. I want to see how far these factors have an association between each other. So let me first tell you one by one how far my price and consumer attitude and purchase behavior have an association. Okay, we go to observe, mean and standard. You would like to take, say, continue. So that's it. Pearson, two-tailed, everything is fixed defaultly. Just click OK. Okay. So here, there is a mean and a standard deviation is there. I forget to tell, probably uh, here the mean and standard deviation, when the mean value and standard deviation value, whatever that you take, in order to know the research robust method, here the standard deviation must be encouraged if it is 1/3 of the mean. Okay, not probably it is less than 1. Okay, so whatever the mean that you have, if you take 1/3, if the standard deviation is 1/3 or less than 1/3, it is a robust understanding of the particular test is, or particular question or particular hypothesis meeting the requirement of the test. Okay, that particular statement is strong enough to connect with your research. So that is what we'd like to see, this mean and the standard deviation. So if it is 1/3, the standard deviation can be accepted. Here we have correlation table. As I told you, for the price and price, we'll be getting 1, but you should not take this. You should take the other variable, other variables that you have taken. Here, the price with consumer attitude, it is 0.306. That says it is moderately or weakly related with each other. The price and consumer attitude have a correlation, but it is a weak correlation, and the p value is 0.002. Okay, so these are in from the table. You just copy this here, and you take this 2 as an highlight. You have to highlight this, and you should explain this Pearson correlation have a relationship with price and the consumer attitude, with the value of correlation is 0.306, which is related weakly. The p value is 0.002, and why you have to explain. And the same way, if you check with price and purchase behavior, it don't have any relationship. It don't have any relationship, and this is also not significant. Can you see here? It is also not significant. Okay, why? Because it is 0.532. So when there is a relationship, the p value will be 0.05, less than the 0.05. Okay, so that is what related to the correlation. So correlation, whenever you find x on y and y on x, so this is also very important in order to see the relationship between the two variables. You can apply this test for other variables also. So I'll repeat it here. Go to analysis, go to correlation, bivariate. So I don't want to choose this again. I'm throwing this into the box. I want to see health and the environmental concern. And I have environmental non-degradation. So these are the three scaled variables. See, this is actually computed variable, whatever that I find it in the loading of factor analysis. Okay, so already I have fixed this, so no need to do again. I have to give only simply okay. So here I have another correlation table where health, how is related to environmental concern, health, how it is related to the environmental non-degradation. The same way, how the environmental concern has connected with health and degradation, and how the environmental degradation connected with health and the conservation. Okay, so here according to this value, either you have to choose the upper column or a lower column. So I'll choose a lower column. The health have weakly related, the sense the relationship is not strong, it's weak, okay, with environmental non-degradation, where the p value is 0.027. Okay, the same way, environmental concern is also related with environmental non-degradation, which has 0.385 correlation and 1% level of significance. Okay, so this is how here they have mentioned. See, there is 1 star. It is about 5% level of significance. If that is a 2-star, it is about 1% level of significance. Okay, so this is the end of the correlation. Do you have any doubt? Please ask me. If there is no doubt, we can go further. Okay, the final one, which is not part of this invitation. Still, I have little time, so I will drag this. I would like to give for that as to see as one more test. Normally very few people apply. Okay, I have applied for my research for my PhD thesis. This multidimensional scaling. See, what is the purpose of multidimensional scaling is about? It is also a parametric test where you're going to map your variables, map your factors, whether identifying the similarity and dissimilarity, or maybe seeing the group, how they fall in a different outlier, different quota, and why they are different from others. Okay, so that normally we can identify with the help of this multidimensional scaling. To be better understanding, we can go to the next slide. See, normally we have a scaling. The scaling has a purpose. See, but if you take a mean average, okay, so which has been positively, it is increases, and the other mean is negatively increases, negatively decreases. Okay, so mean is an average of your respondent or your opinion. Okay, so this mean how far interconnected with the other variables that we're going to see with the help of multidimensional scaling. And here the scale is normally they'll be here we're creating a hypothesis that the group, the factor analysis, which has been not dissimilar with each other. Okay, so it means that they are similar each other. So that is what you'll create an hypothesis. And here we can go. Here, the dimension. See, what is mean by dimension? The dimension is an attribute which you create based on the theory, whatever that you develop. For example, your variable, according to my research, I have taken CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. I have taken a dimension. I've taken an average, the moderate people, then the people who favor the CSR, and the people who are against the CSR. Okay, so that is the two dimensions which I have chosen. I request the participants to mute, to not to disturb. Okay, so here the dimension is two category. It's a single dimension. Whether the people are favoring CSR and they are not favoring CSR, it is about uni and single dimension. Just like this. See, when the height you will take as a moderate. From the moderate, you'll say the people are being less than that, they are shorter. And the mean value, from that, the people are, we have a high value, they are called as a taller. So normally we have the quality of thirst, is less thirst or more thirst, self-esteem, more self-esteem and less self-esteem. So this is called as a single dimension. When you go for two dimension, where you have to cross the both quality in this way. For example, here is about the picture about the car. Okay, so it is about the car is expensive and cheaper. Okay, and the same way the other dimension is about, is it for sporty and this is for a, this is for a conservative. Okay, so this is a two dimension which they have created. The same way I have created for my research. I said there is a people are favoring CSR and the people are not favoring CSR. The same way I have taken another variable, it's called ethical ideology. Okay, so in that ethical ideology also I have made a dimension. The people are idealistic and people are realistic. Okay, so idealistic means the people will follow the universal norm, and realistic means based on the personal value, they will take a decision. Okay, so this is about I have taken. So with that, I have made a two-dimensional, multi-dimensional, that is applying this MDS. and identify where my managers are located. Okay, the same way this car is located. Are you able to see this car with this? I can explain you. So Mazdas and Toyota, they are sporty and cheaper in the market, according to the people's opinion. Here, it is about the Honda and it is Chrysler and Ford Hyundai. So these and all cheaper as well as conservative, will not roughly used. Okay. And if you go for this part of cars, these are expensive. But here, this BMW, Audi, and Nissan can be applied for sporty, according to the respondents' opinion. And here, the Jaguar and Lexus and Mercedes will be very expensive as well as used for conservatively. Okay, so this is how you can fix your uh, variables or your dichotomous questions in this area. Okay, so here, sorry, dichotomous questions is not here. It is continuous variable where the opinion on Mercedes Benz, opinion on Jaguar, opinion on Hyundai, you will be mapping here. Okay, so that is comes under the multidimensional scaling. And how to do this multidimensional scaling? That is also called as in more than two dimension. But when you fix more than two dimension, you should be careful and you should be very conscious towards the theory development. Okay. For example, here they have created the three dimension, which is active, passive in case of activity, evaluation in terms of unfavored or favorable evaluation. In case of potency, it is powerful and powerless. So you should define what is potency, what is e-evaluation, and it is about activity. So if you have proper theoretical concept, then you can make it this dimension as possible. So have you find any similarity or dissimilarity in this picture? Can you tell me? Anybody answer my question? Are you find any similarity and dissimilarity in this? Various types of clips. Thank you, Salome. So various types of clips. Are the clips
With
used for the
different
same
colors,
purpose?
ma'am.
Different colors and shapes. Different colors. Okay. Then clips in various colors. Mohammed sir. Okay, you almost pointed out, but the similarity is both are clips. But when you say application, this is for stationery and this is for industry. Okay, the dissimilarity is fixed on this clips for industry purpose and this clips for stationary purpose. Okay, so that is the difference. So what are the job this machine, this clip is going to do can't be done by this clips. The same way, this clips is for user friendly and it is holds only a few papers and connect a few papers or connect few items which cannot be applied in industry. Okay, so this is the similarity and dissimilarity between these two. Okay, similarity, both are clips. The similarity, they cannot applied for each, they cannot replaced by each other. Okay, so that is the dissimilarity. Here, the MDS Statistical Association will look into similarity in judgment. So, which sort of cars we have seen it is categorized in one quarter, and which sort of um, machines have been categorized in other quarter. Okay, like that, we'll see the similarity and dissimilarity. Stress is very important here. We have the value, only two value will be considering out of this. It's not a big issue. My MDS, it's not doing, MDS, working on MDS, it's not a big issue at all. It is very easy and user friendly. So here we have to take only the stress and R square value. Stress value tells you the lack of fit measures, that is error, okay, which is raised out of the model or a mapping. And R square tells the goodness of fitness. So normally the goodness of fitness must be near to 1 and stress must be near to 0. Okay, that's it. A simple understanding. Stress must be near to 0. R square must be near to 1. Okay, so that says the model fitness for the MDS. So here we have a spatial map and unfolding. Both will be happened with the help of Gantt. So how you have to do it? So formulate the problem. As I said, I have created a problem like how my manager's perception, okay, falls under this 4 quarter. Okay, what are my 4 quarter? Which is favorable, unfavorable, and idealistic and realistic. So I have found 4 quarters. So my managers who is doing CSR, okay, with their ethical ideology, which quota they falls, and most of the manager falls under the which quota. Okay, so that I have made as a problem in order to identify the overall manager's attitude towards CSR. Okay, so like that I have formulated the problem and obtained my data and selected the MBS and I fixed the dimension. See, here I worked with only 2 dimensions. One is CSR favorism and unfavorism. Another one, their ethical ideology. Okay, so I have framed a 2 dimension and I have labeled and figured it out where they are being stick together. Okay, so this is what normally we'll be doing in the multi-dimensional scaling. So here it's an example actually. The MDS is originated in the psychographic method here. And here it is in attributes and dimension will be very important. Attributes are the qualitative measures. Okay, where you're going to make it as quantified. So here observed similarity and dissimilarity among the variables, whatever that you choose. And you visualize the level of similarity, how near they are. And you will be finding out the distance of measures between objects and the cases. And MDS is just a comparison of objector and it is resulting of perpetual mapping. So that you'll go to analysis, scale, go to pro scale. Actually, I've wrongly mentioned here. You have to go for pro scale. So when you go for pro scale, it is also a parametric test. So you have to take only the scaled variable. Okay, so you have to fix it here. Then choose create a distance from data, measure, elicitate distance. In ordinal, matrix, minimum 2, maximum 2, it will be default. And you have to take this elicitation distance. You have to click ordinal here, matrix. My dimension is 2 into 2. And elicitate distance, we have to click. After this, you have to give OK. Then it will be a dimensional scaling. They'll be mentioning here as a group plot, individual subject plot, matrix, and model. So you can also fix this if you want to explain in detail of what is data matrix that I have created. So I'll be choosing only the model and optional summary alone. So go here. So you click group plot, individual subject, data matrix, model of option summary, and click OK. So you will have the value. It is called stress and goodness of fit. See, when the value is 0, 0, 0, it is perfect. There is no error. Okay. So there is no error. Your stress is free. Fine. So it is 0.025. It is excellent. It is 0.050. It is good. If it is 0.100 fair, if it is 0.2, it is poor. Okay. So this is about, it says, so we'll take this R value, then R square value. This R square value tells the goodness of fit. Here this R value tells about the error. Okay. So here we have 0.01. It means since 0.017 error only is there out of 1. Okay. And here it is 0.99. It is near to 1. The goodness of fitness is good. Since the result or mapping, whatever that you have created, it is perfectly okay. So with this, I'll be teaching you how to do this multi-dimensional scaling analysis. I've told you pro scale. Sorry, sorry. Okay, sorry, it is wrongly said. Okay, go to this, go to all scale only. I have taken this factors to measure their similarity and dissimilarity. Go to model. Model, you have to see there is an ordinal matrix is fixed 2 into 2, elicited distance, everything is um, normally which is defaultly accepted by the machine. So you have to give only continue. Go to option. In the option, you have to choose group plot, individual subject plot, data matrix, model. Then give continue and go for here create distance from data, elicited distance. Then click OK. Okay. So with this machine, so we are not looking into this. We are looking into only these aspects. Are you able to see the stress is 0.011? It is the error is 0.01 only. And here the fitness it's about 0.999. It says near to 1 and the mapping is perfectly fixed. See, normally it is always correlated only. Yeah. So our picture is here. According to my question, the factors, whatever that I have chosen, what are those factors? It's about price, health consciousness, environmental consciousness, and the environmental upgradation. So these are the factors which are mapped here. So okay, so if you know the value only, you can work on it. Once again, I'm going to this. Here, I'm going to say factor 1 is about eco-friendly. And factor 2 is about price. Factor 3, health. 4, environment. Environmental concern. Adequate availability of product. Purchase behavior. Chemical free. Consumer attitude. Environmental non-degradation. End. Okay. So this is I have taken in order to understand where my variables are okay, where my factors are located. I'll go to scale, go to all scale. So I have taken all the variable here once again and I have did model defaultly fixed here. Go to option and it has been I have to choose all the 4 and give continue and create distance from data. Give OK. The same which is expressed again. See here, are you able to see? This quarter, you have to create a dimension. In the sense, the people conscious about environmental friendly or not environmental friendly. You can take the one dimension. Other dimension, the people are conscious about price and not conscious about price. Okay, for example, like they'll be considering about the product quality, not the environment. Okay, so they concern about the product quality and they not consider about the product quality. They will buy whatever they want. Okay, so like that, if you fix your dimension, you will identify here the price and the GF stand for. Somebody say what does GF stand for? Rated GF chemical free. Okay, so price chemical free help us little what connected. Okay, so here which is being connected here, you can see the end in the sense environmental concern and environmental non-degradable environmental concern and consumer attitude. They are in the similar this quarter. Okay, so it's something like plus 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 minus 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 plus. Okay, so this is you can take it for the explanation. Here only this particular map and the value R and R square, the stress and the R square value you will be considering for explaining this multidimensional scaling. Okay, so with this, I'll end up. Do you have any doubt? Let me know. So we have seen chi-square, correlation, and MDS. Audience, do you have any doubt? Let me know. All the research may not be apply MDS. It is depend upon the research. When you create, there is a dimension. When you create, there will be a quality between the variables. By the time you would create this multi-dimensional scaling, or else you won't. End of the session, many people are joining now.
Participants, question time. If you have any doubts, you please message in the chat box, and everyone please fill up the feedback form. If you have any doubts, you please ask the resource person. It's time for questions. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I guess they don't have any question. We can wind up the session.
Everyone is clear with the today's session, I think so. Yes.
May not be.
Yes, everyone, please fill up the feedback form. Ma'am, I would like to mention that the session received overwhelming feedback from the participants.
Okay, dear participants, how about the session today?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, all the participants, for your cooperation throughout all the sessions, all the 5 days. Without your cooperation, this is not possible. And I received overwhelming feedback from the participants. Participants shared that they got on in-depth understanding about research concepts in simple and clear language with examples. They also opined that it enhanced their knowledge and was motivating enough to pursue research, ma'am. And thank you so much for your wonderful sessions. Thank you so much, Nagalata, ma'am. And now I invite Ms. Priyadarshini, ma'am, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Commerce, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. I feel honored to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of PG and Research Department of Commerce, Sri Kanika Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women. First of all, I thank Almighty for showering blessing on us. I would like to thank our college management, Honorable Correspondent Uttukuru Sarath Kumar Sir, Principal Dr. T. Moganeshri ma'am, Vice Principal Dr. M.B. Napinai ma'am, and P.B. Vanitha ma'am, IQAC Coordinator Dr. T. Bharani Kumari, and Head of PG and Research Department of Commerce, Dr. Vinota ma'am, for their support to conduct this event successfully. I would like to thank our resource persons, Dr. R. Sundari ma'am, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Commerce, DG Vaishnav College, and Dr. A.S. Nagalata ma'am, Associate Professor, PG and Research Department of Commerce, Sri Kanika Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women. Next, I would like to express my gratitude to our staff members and student secretaries for their efforts towards organizing this program. Finally, we are grateful to our participants for supporting us and taking part in this event. Thanks one and all. Thank you, ma'am.
Dear participants, kindly fill the feedback form of today. You will receive your certificates for the FDP within a week. If not, you please contact the organizers of this program. Once again, I am repeating, participants, kindly fill up the feedback form today. You will receive your certificates for the FDP within a week. If not, you please contact the organizers. Thank you, everyone. And
thank you,
everyone,
thank you.
Please switch on your video for the photo session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. All the participants, please switch on your video for the photo session.
Thank you all for listening in all 5 days, and really the feedback is too good. We are happy, and the session will be fruitful for you, and you will be doing your research. At least you are able to do your paper in future. We wish all the very best. Thank you, one and all.
Really fantastic and excellent session. On behalf of the participant, I thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I guess the photo session is over.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you once again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ma'am, will you be able to share the slides with us, ma'am, for the session?
Yeah, sure, ma'am, but it is not, for the first session, I don't have any slide. For the second session only, I have a slide. For that,
Yes.
I should ask Sundari madam to drop her slide to us. If she's willing to share, we will share you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All the participants, please fill the feedback form today.
Ma'am, please send it again, ma'am, the link.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
sorry to tell you, the feedback link will be for next 1 hour only.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Sukanti ma'am. Can I leave?
Yes, ma'am. You can leave meeting, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Participants, please fill the feedback form. After completing the feedback form, you can leave the meeting. The session is over. And thank you so much for your cooperation throughout all the 5 days.
Okay, ma'am. On behalf of the participant, I will share the thank you to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.